What did you think you were doing if not selling your condo?
Do you believe that you can live in the property rent free?
This was fraud. Condo.
Thank you.
You stole
All
our
right.
condo.
Mr. Stevens, I know you just told me you were number 7, correct? Let me bring her in. And your witness is with you?
Yes, ma'am. He's right here. Do you want to swear him up?
Okay.
Wait till they come
All right,
in.
if you could bring him into the camera so we can see him. And I just sent Ms. Bates a notice to come into the room. Hopefully she will see that. There she's coming. I think she's here. All right, Ms. Bates, if you could please turn your camera on and unmute for me, ma'am. We'll go ahead and get started. If I have to take some consent, we may have to stop and start. It's depending on the announcements. Miss Erin Bates, if you could please turn your camera on and unmute. There she is. Okay. Miss Bates, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Bates, it's my understanding that there was no resolution reached in your case, so I am going to go ahead and start the hearing today. I do need to place you and Mr. Stamberger under oath. If you could please raise your right hand, and Mr. Stamberger as well. Yes.
I'm sorry. There's somebody in the room with Miss Bates. I didn't catch who that is. I don't know if that person's going to be a witness. I just wanted to let the court know and also swear them in at the same time if they're going to be a witness.
Okay. So, Miss, do you have someone with you that you plan on having testify today?
I do.
You need to bring them into the camera, please. All right, sir. What is your name?
My name is Scott Sammons. I was a witness to this.
Scott, what now? I'm sorry.
Scott Sammons. Last name's Sammons. Sammons.
Okay, Sammons. Okay.
First
Mr.
name's
Sammons.
Scott.
Okay. All right, Mr. Sammons, sir, if you could please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Quick question for Ms. Bates. I know this is your witness. Do you have any documents or anything that you've sent in to use for your case today, ma'am?
I do. I have a police report and
this is what I'd like to establish first. Like it may make more sense, Mr. Stevens, to reset this to an in-person calendar. It may make it easier for both of you to present your evidence. I don't know if that's something you want to.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm also in the process of getting an attorney as well, so that would make more sense. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I think I could get you in like next week. I think it would just be a 1-week delay. If that, Mr. I mean, it just tends to be, if there's a lot of documents being shared and things like that, a lot of times going in person makes it easier.
All we have is a lease and it's non-payment of rent. I mean, I don't know what else could be evidence besides that.
She said in her answer, I mean, I'm sure you've read it, but she said that there was some sort of title. There's some sort of issue with the title, and that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but how many documents do you have that you're going to present, Ms. Bates? And have you already sent them in? Have you sent them into the court?
I sent in the police report. The other documents were from a closing that we had, which turned out not to be really a closing, and turned out that I was misled about signing things and I didn't understand what they were, and they were in a hurry, and it just went from bad to worse. So now they have my condo and are trying to put me out.
Okay, so
I was totally paid
you
off.
signed documents to sell your condo and you feel like you were misled?
No,
Yes,
I never.
Yes, she was misled.
I was misled, but I never went in looking to sell my condo. I was trying to keep it. And they know that. They know that. I just wanted a home equity.
And you sent it, whatever documents you've already, Miss Rasul, are those attached to the file? Like, are those something that we'd easily be able to share today?
Yes, Judge, I'm attaching them now.
Okay. All right, folks, then just hang tight. It looks like I do have some announcements I need to take, so I'm going to circle back to you guys as soon as I can. Okay. Since that's the case, we started a hearing on number 7. Mr. Stevens, if you want to go ahead and start. So this is what we're going to do. So Ms. Bates, the plaintiff's going to go first. They're going to put their evidence on first. So go ahead. Like, we're going to go ahead, and I may have to stop and start this hearing. If you want to say anything, ma'am, you're going to have to unmute.
I'm unmuted.
Ms. Dorsey, I'm not talking to you, ma'am. I'm talking to somebody else, Ms. Bates. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Yes, I thought A bit ago, we talked about reset.
I was thinking about it. I think this is, we already have the documents, so I don't know that there's really any reason to reset it. We've got everything. Ms. Rasul has them ready to show, so I think we're gonna be okay to go forward today. Okay?
Well, this is a title theft situation, and I need to get an attorney. If you can give me a couple weeks before.
I can't give you a couple weeks. Okay,
Okay.
so, it looks like this has been pending for a minute.
Judge, this was actually filed on 1/13, and it looks like it was served on February 5th.
And this is just possession only. Let's see here. Oh, it's non-payment. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. This does not look like an overly complicated legal situation, Ms. Bates. So I'm going to go ahead and go forward. We're going to have our hearing. If you disagree with the outcome of my hearing, of what I decide, you have the right to file something called a petition for review. And that, you can, that would, that you could have the case reviewed by a higher court at that point, if you choose to do that. But I don't think there's any reason to put it off from today. Okay. So Mr. Stevens, you can go ahead and put on your case, unless there's somebody in the room that has announcements. Nope, there's nobody here. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Stevens.
Mr. Stamberger hasn't been sworn in. Would you like me to swear him in, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Yeah, raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Did you, please state your name for the record.
Larry Franklin Stamberger.
And are you familiar with the property located at 1538 Chantilly Drive, Northeast, Unit 222, Atlanta, Georgia, 30324?
Yes, I am.
And how are you familiar with that property?
I purchased it from Mrs. Bates back in June, the end of June, July.
Okay. And do you have a lease with Miss Bates?
Yes, I do have a lease with Mrs. Bates.
Okay. And has Miss Bates made her rental payments under the lease?
No,
And what is the amount of rent that she owes per month?
$2,000.
And when did she default on the lease? What was the first month that she didn't pay?
November 1st, 2025.
And did she pay December?
No,
Did she pay January?
no,
Did she pay February?
no.
Your Honor, I'd like to share my screen and just put the lease up if you don't mind. Judge, can you see the lease there?
Yes, we can all, it is showing.
Okay. Do you recognize this, Mr. Stamberger?
Yes, I do.
And can you tell what this is?
This is a lease between Aaron Bates and myself, Larry Stamberger.
And what is the date of this lease?
This 30th of June, 2025.
Okay. And you're the landlord under this lease?
Yes, I am.
And Miss Bates is the tenant, is that correct?
Yes,
And it's for the property located at 1538 Chantilly Drive, Northeast, is that correct?
yes.
And what is the amount of rent under this lease?
$2,000.
Okay. And let's go to the last page. Is that your signature on the last page there at the bottom?
Yes, it is on 6/30/2025.
And is that Miss Bates's signature?
Yes, it is.
Is this a true and correct copy of the lease with Miss Bates?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, I'd like to enter this as plaintiff's or landlord plaintiff's exhibit number 1.
All right, Ms. Bates, do you have any legal objection to the admission of P1 coming into evidence?
Of P1 coming into evidence?
Correct, yes.
I don't know what that means.
Mr. Stevens is asking to enter this document into evidence in support of his case. Do you have any legal objections or reasoning why this document should not be allowed into evidence?
That document has been changed. It doesn't have the handwritten notations throughout the whole thing. And it doesn't have all of the things that it had when I had it. And I was misled about signing it because I was told that I wasn't actually going to be charged the $2,000.
Okay, so you're saying this is not the authentic document that you signed? It's not you're saying you didn't sign, that's not the true lease? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't. I was coerced into signing.
Ms. Bates, are you saying,
like,
hold on, I understand that's what you're saying, but is that the actual document that you signed that they just showed? Okay, so there's another version of the lease.
It doesn't have that other handwriting on it.
Okay, what I am gonna ask Mr. Sampson, you can't give her advice during her test. You can't tell her what to testify about. Okay, so I know he's in the room with you, man, but you can't tell her what to say. Ms. Bates, is that, you're saying that that's not the actual document you signed?
Well, I could be wrong. There was another lease agreement that was, that had been done it was brought into me at the closing.
Okay.
So I didn't get a chance to look
So
at
you
that.
don't know if this is, you don't know if this is the lease that you signed? Is that what you're saying?
Well, if I can look at it again, I can tell you.
You
I
mind
just
showing
know
it again, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
there was an initial agreement, that came through
Okay, just take,
and,
we're gonna, ma'am, just one thing at a time. We're gonna show you the lease. It's the first document, sir, far left. The other way.
See ya.
There we go. All right, if you could scroll through that very slowly, Ms. Bates, please look at it closely and tell me whether or not this is the lease agreement. Your signature appears to be on it.
yes, I agree that it's on there.
So you did sign this document.
I didn't get what I thought I was signing for. Which
Did
was
you read the
nothing.
document before you signed it?
No, I did not.
All right, I'm not hearing a
I
legal,
was-
I'm gonna admit P1 over objection. Go ahead, Mr. Stevens.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Stamberger, do you recognize this here?
Yes, warranty deed, yes.
And can you tell the court what it is you're looking at?
The deed where I closed on this property.
Okay, and Judge, can I have just a moment, please?
Yes.
Give me 1 second.
Judge, I'm sorry. Can I just have a minute? I just wanted to put, since there's an issue with title, I wanted to put the deed into evidence just for the court's convenience.
Yes.
But the deed that was scanned to me was the incorrect deed, so I just need 1 minute to scan the correct deed.
Okay, we'll take a quick recess. Here we go.
Mr. Stamberger, do you recognize this?
Yes,
And can you tell the court what it is that you're looking at?
the deed for the property that I purchased.
Can you speak up just a little
The
bit?
deed for the property that I purchased.
Okay, and is this signed by Miss Bates? Are you familiar with Miss Bates' signature?
Yes, that's her signature.
Okay, and is this a true and correct copy of the limited warranty deed for the property located at Chantilly 13?
That's it.
Right, Your Honor, we'd like to enter this as plaintiff's exhibit number 2.
Okay, can you scroll back up just a little bit?
This way.
Where's the date, the signature? Is there a date on the signature?
It'd be right at the top here. It was done the 30th day of June, 2025.
Okay, you just slowly scroll down a little bit, just slowly scroll through it.
Oh, yeah, there. It was recorded on 7/24 of 2025 at the top right.
Okay,
And then,
just kind of read it as you're.
sure.
Okay, that's the notary, so you notarized it.
I think the first one, the clerk could not see the stamp, so we had to stamp it a second time. And then this is the legal description here.
Okay, Unit 22, Building C. Okay. Ms. Bates, they have just showed a limited warranty deed that purportedly has your signature on it regarding the sale of the property. Do you have any legal objection to that document coming into evidence?
Yes,
Okay, what is your legal objection?
that when I came to the closing with Mr. Stamberger, I had not seen any of those documents. So they were put in front of me, a pile of them. There was no, and then I was told that Mr. Stevens had somewhere to be that afternoon. And so I kind of got rushed and hurried along.
Well, what
And
did
was
you, I
pretty
guess let me
stressed
ask you, what did you think you were doing if not selling your condo? Well, you're saying that you were tricked, but I mean, your signatures are on these documents. If you didn't think you were selling your condo, what did you think you were doing?
I thought all along that I was getting a home equity loan.
Okay, so you didn't read anything you signed, is that what you're saying?
Not until later.
Okay. Okay, I'm not hearing a legal objection, so over objection, I will admit P2. Go ahead, Mr. Stevens.
I don't have any further questions for this witness, Your Honor. We are asking for the $4,800 in the past due rent plus 4 days from 7 days from today would be March 4th. So March 4th, if you take 2,000, it's 2,000 a month, right?
Yes.
2,000 a month, and you divide that by 30, you get 66, I think 0.66, but it's additional $266.66 for a total of $5,066.66, Your Honor.
Okay, and then, sorry, the last payment was received when?
October. So there's been no November, December, January, or February.
Okay. Okay, all right. And so there's nothing else you want to present at this time? Okay. Just very briefly, Ms. Bates, I'm going to give you a chance to ask Mr. I'm sorry, it's Stamberger questions in just a minute if you have any questions for him. But okay, so Ms. Bates, at this point, so they are done with, the plaintiff is done with their case. So at this point, you have the right, if you choose to, if you want to ask Mr. Stamberger any questions on cross-examination, you have the right to do that now. You don't have to ask him questions if you don't want to, but if you would like to ask him questions, you have the right to do that now. Okay. And if not, we'll just move right into your testimony and your witness. Okay. So you can go ahead and ask him questions if you'd like.
Okay. Larry, my main question is, why in the world did you do that? Why did you do that?
I think you need to be a little more clear on that, ma'am. It's not, you need to be a little more clear on what specifically you're saying you
Why
did.
did he come in, agree to the loan, and then everything got changed at the last minute? The closing started a day before it was supposed to.
Well, just ask him,
And-
and again, you're going to testify in a minute, but just, if you can just ask him questions. Okay, so it sounds like, did you hear her question, Mr. Stamberger?
Yes.
Okay, you can go ahead and respond.
Ms. Banks, no, I didn't do anything.
Well, you did, but your word, my word.
Do you have any other questions for him, ma'am?
Not really.
Okay. All right, Ms. Bates, if you don't have any other questions, you can go ahead into your own testimony now, and then you can call. Again, ma'am, I know there's somebody in there with, he cannot tell you how to testify. I mean, I just got to be very clear about that. You got to be answering your own, saying your own things in your own words, okay?
Well, my witness is here, so.
Okay, well, he needs to be quiet and not coach you on your testimony. And then when he testifies, he'll testify on his own, from what he knows, and we'll go from there. Okay, so Ms. Bates, whatever it is you want to say about the case now, you can go ahead and say it.
Well, I went in expecting a home equity loan, which was the only thing I wanted. And all the documents got thrown at me, and no, I mean, they were in a rush. They were telling me that my condo.
When you say they, who are you referring to?
Mr. Stevens and Mr. Stamberger.
Okay.
They were telling me that if we didn't get that stuff out later that day, that the parties with Ken Olson, attorney, and Heritage Property Management, which managed my condo association, that if it didn't get done, then I was going to lose my condo to him, which was what supposedly Larry was supposed to be doing all along, was trying to help me get back, get the loan, have some money to pay them, and then
were you behind in your mortgage payments? Is that what?
No,
was
I
going
paid
on?
my condo off on my own like 10 years ago. That's my condo, and it was the only equity I had. And they took it. They lied and they took it from me. And I wouldn't make this up. Trust me.
Okay. Well, go back to the beginning and tell me exactly So you're saying they approached you about doing a home equity line of credit and not purchasing. You said that never came up. It was just all they were going to loan you some money.
Judge, if I may,
And-
1 second, I'm sorry, objection. I'm gonna object to the word they. I was the closing attorney and I'm the attorney representing him in the dispossessory action. That's all
Okay.
I'm saying, okay, so.
Okay, all right. So
And Mr. Stevens had agreed to represent me during this
And-
time on some other matters that I had, and that is not what happened at all.
Judge, I never agreed to represent her. There's no fee agreement with her. There's nothing with her whatsoever, except we did the closing. We represented the lender at the closing, and now I'm handling the dispossessory action where I represent the landlord.
Okay, Ms. Bates, again, just go ahead, like you had initial conversations with who about the home equity line of credit?
With Larry Stamberger.
Okay, he said he could give you a HELOC.
Yes,
Okay, when did that conversation take place?
it took place somewhere around maybe May of 2025.
Okay, and
Stop.
go ahead. Okay. Again, I really got it. You really can't be taking notes or indications from your witness, okay? I can see that
I'm not.
you are doing that. So,
No,
okay, so you had that conversation in May, and then what happened? You've been paying rent to him this whole time.
no, I wasn't paying rent to him the whole time. I mean, it was my condo, and
You were paying $2,000 a month until October of this year.
that was paid ahead of time out of what little bit of money that I ended up with.
Right, but why would you pay? I mean,
Why would I sell
You're-
my condo?
well, why are you? I mean, if you're saying you didn't
Any
realize you were
amount that
renting
low.
it, why were you paying him $2,000 a month?
I wasn't really renting it.
So why were you giving him $2,000 a month?
That's what he put in there. From
But
the
right, but
money.
what did you think you were paying if not rent?
Right. I don't know. I was complete, my bad. I signed stuff that I didn't read. And all along, Larry Stamberger was just leading me on as to what was going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, it may sound crazy to people, but I'm telling you the damn truth, which is more than they're doing.
Okay.
Now, am I able to, are you shutting this down today, or can I get an attorney and come back and deal
This
with
is
it?
this is the trial. Okay, we're having the trial. This doesn't sound, this
thought-
is your trial, and I'll make a decision. If you don't agree with my decision, you can file a petition for review. I will have to have you pay rent into court in order to do that. But if you
Pay
disagree
rent
with the
to court?
decision from the trial, you can do that. But again, this is your opportunity to present evidence on behalf of yourself right now. Right now, you're just saying you signed a bunch of documents that you didn't read and that you were paying $2,000 per month for a reason you don't know. That's what you're saying.
I would love to make a statement.
Can my witness make a statement?
Okay, are you done testifying on your own behalf, Ms. Bates? You need to put yourself more in the camera. I can just see the top of your head right now.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Okay, anything else you want to say?
It's not.
Okay. Do you have any questions on cross for Ms. Bates?
I do, Your Honor. I think this might clear some things up for the court.
Ms. Bates, if you could please bring that camera down just a little bit more. Again, it's just every time you lean down, I'm just looking at your bangs. There we go. That's good. Thank you.
Ms. Bates, isn't it true that you were backed up and hadn't paid your HOA in several years? Ms. Bates, yes or no?
It's true that I had not, which is why I wanted the loan. And the reason that I did not, that I stopped paying it after I'd been there for years and years and years paying, was because they refused to acknowledge their part in causing water damage in my condo. They wanted to blame it on me, and it was a gutter problem. And that they just didn't get the gutters cleaned out soon enough, and all the water started coming down the walls and stuff. And that had actually happened a few years before that as well.
And isn't it true that you were facing a judicial foreclosure that was filed by the HOA?
Yes, it's true. That's why I thought that you were coming in to help me, and you did the opposite. You just took it instead of him.
And
Larry.
isn't it true that you were behind almost $50,000 in HOA fees?
No,
Okay, how much were you behind?
I'm not sure at this point because they tied in their attorney's fees and late fees, and they were fining me $75 a day for stuff that I did that didn't even happen in my condo.
Okay. And so isn't it true the HOA was paid off at closing?
As far as I know, they were. I never got a copy of the check or the whatever the, what the actual final agreement was.
Okay. Have you made any HOA payments since the time of closing?
No,
Okay. And do you believe that you can live in the property rent free?
no,
Okay.
I don't need to have sarcastic questions asked.
All right.
I have
Do you have any other
further-
questions, Mr. Stevens?
No, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Bates, are you done? So that was his cross-examination.
Apparently
So
I'm done. Apparently I am done.
do you have, what's your, Mr. Sampson? Is that your
Yeah.
witness's name?
Yeah,
All right,
Yes, I
so-
would love to make a statement and explain
So
this
Mr.
much
so
more.
Mr.
much more
Sampson,
clearly.
Mr. Sampson,
Yes,
if you could
here I
please
am,
come into
here.
the camera.
Yes, I
She's
would
got to
love-
be in the camera too.
Right, I would love to explain this much more clearly as to what's going on here.
Okay. If you could come into the camera a little bit more.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
lean
sorry.
in. I know
He-
it's hard on the
he
phone,
was-
but
He was being sued by the property management company because they had actually.
she was
they-
say a little bit slower.
Okay,
And
all right.
when you say she, tell me who, like,
Okay,
use
Aaron
names,
Bates
please.
is being sued by the property management company for foreclosure because she was not paying the fines that they were putting on her for damage that was actually due to their negligence, not Aaron's. So she refused to pay those fines, and they used that to try and foreclose on her. So in the process of that, and over 3 years of trying to defend herself from that, she wanted to get some money to help defend herself from that some more. We asked Mr. Stevens to do two things: to help her negotiate a settlement with her credit card company, and to file a motion to contest the summary judgment that the lawyer with the property management company had tried to get and was
And
denied.
you witnessed all this? You
I
were
was-
there?
I was witness to every bit of this, bit
Okay.
of this. So she's trying to get some money we asked Mr. Stevens there to do two things: to negotiate a lower settlement with her credit card, and to file a motion to contest the summary judgment that was, still in limbo with the property management company. Well, instead, he didn't do either of those two things. Instead, he went and negotiated a settlement for the whole thing with Mr. Frank Olson, who is the lawyer for the property management company, to settle that lawsuit without her permission, without her knowledge whatsoever, to settle that out and forfeit her countersuit that she had filed so that they could get the lien taken off of that title so that they would be able to transfer that title to Larry. It's what ultimately happened. Now, Aaron was presented with a proposition for a home equity loan, and actually, Mr. Larry Stamberger came over to our house 5 days before this closing and presented her with this contract that they're using.
Are you related to Miss Bates? Are you?
No, I was her boyfriend at the time.
Okay.
Okay, he came over and presented this document, a plan to be able to get her some money, a loan to help her pay off this credit card and whatnot, and to, keep fighting this mortgage, this property management company's lawyer to keep defending herself with that. And he basically had a plan to, put the property in his name so that he could shield her from them coming and taking her property or anything. And it had all these things. It was some contract he had put together, some generic contract, he called it, $10,000 worth of closing costs, all this stuff. And we flat out refused. We told him we did not want to sell the condo. We simply wanted to get a home equity loan for $100,000. Well, he ran it up to 150 for whatever reason. But the whole deal, we told him right then we did not want to do that. And he said, no problem. We'll revise this contract. Call me tomorrow. Whatever changes you want to make, no problem. We'll figure it out. But he had brought her a $2,000 check knowing she was really desperate for money and said, I can go ahead and give you this check, just as a loan or whatever. But just sign this contract just to serve as a receipt for this earnest money check and to get the ball rolling so he could show his attorney that we were serious and to get the ball rolling. But it was never intended to be used at the end as a contract to claim ownership of her home. It was supposed to be revised heavily. I was right there when he said all that. But he tricked her into signing it, just saying it's just a receipt for the earnest money check. That's the contract they're trying to use now to claim ownership of this property. And there's all kinds of mistakes.
Were you there at this transaction?
I was there at that time.
Did you read? She didn't read the document. Did you?
No, he explained it to us and we looked at it briefly. But he was explaining all this stuff to us and how he would go. And we were like, no, thank you. He had handwritten some stuff on there, like the buyer agrees to sell it back to the buyer, which didn't make sense. We were not trying to agree to that contract whatsoever. He was going to heavily revise it and have something, typed up nice and neat by the time this closing or signing or whatever came around a little later, a week or so later. Well, that's the contract he's trying to use to claim ownership of it as if she had agreed to it by signing it, when in fact it was just signing it to agree to serve as a receipt for this earnest money check is all it was. That's all he said it was going to be used for. And to show his attorney just to get the ball rolling with all this. So 4 days later, he comes a day early. He calls up on the phone and says, we've got to do this today, a day early. We have to close on this because the property management company got the summary judgment. And if we don't pay them off by the end of today, he's going to take your condo. So she's all upset, thinks she's about to lose her condo. Larry comes and picks her up from our home, takes her to the office and has her signing all these documents under duress. She's all upset, under duress, signing all these things, just saying, here, sign here. Here's another one. Sign this one too. Sign that. We got to hurry, got to go save your condo for you. Here's one warranty deed. This is a warranty on your deed, protecting your deed for you. This is a warranty for your deed. Here, sign this, that, and the other. We never agreed for Larry to take ownership of the property. We simply wanted a home equity loan. He could have put a lien on it, like a normal loan would have done, but it was never known or agreed to that he was going to go and put it in his name. They said they were in a hurry to go out and pay off the property management lawyer and all that and settle out their lawsuit because they had gotten a summary judgment. Come to find out that wasn't true. They never got a summary judgment. That never occurred. But they told her that, getting her all upset, rushing her through this, just saying, here, sign this one, sign this, never explaining what these documents were, misrepresenting what they were. She had no idea what was going on because Larry's saying, oh, trust me, anything that's out of order, we'll take care of it later. You sign this. We got to go. Rushing her through the whole thing, getting her to sign this because she doesn't know. She doesn't know about these documents, what they mean. She thought it's a warranty on her deed. Turns out that document transfers the ownership of her deed of her title to Larry. She didn't know that. He didn't go out and pay off the mortgage, the property management company lawyer. He went straight to the courthouse and put it in his name. And then now he's gone out and put a lien on it or gotten some loan and cashed out the equity too. Totally stolen the equity. She never agreed to sell her condo for less than half of the fair market value of her condo. And one of these documents they stuck in front of her and had her sign this one, was this lease agreement for $2,000 that she never agreed to, didn't even know that was a lease agreement. He presented it as something entirely different. And now she never made one single payment to them. They actually took some initial payments out, deducting it from her money on the settlement agreement at the closing. She never actually made a monthly payment to them. All that time, for like 8-9 months later, now he's saying, oh, she never made a payment. Of course, she never made a payment. She was never under the impression she was supposed to. But now suddenly they're coming up with this 8, 9 months later saying, oh, she hasn't paid her rent. Well, she was never supposed to. That was never the agreement. They were never supposed to even take ownership of her property. Why would she pay rent to live in her own home? But come to find out,
But you
they
would
have
pay, if you're still owning the property, you would pay HOA fees. And
naturally,
she didn't pay any, then, I mean,
naturally,
why would
we were-
she, but she wasn't
because-
paying HOA fees.
We thought we were still fighting them with that lawsuit. We thought we still had a countersuit. This document that actually settled that out was negotiated behind her back between Mr. Stevens and Mr. Frank Olson behind her back, and totally not in her best interest at all, not one bit in her best interest. And then he gave it to Larry to bring to her and trick her into signing it in a hurry. Run by the office real quick, have to sign some documents and take off to go do something else. Tricked her into signing that, saying that was just the start of some negotiations, not something that settled out that lawsuit and forfeited her countersuit. She was not aware of that. So she thought she was still dealing with that. It wasn't paying them any of those dues because we were fighting them in a lawsuit. And all that was going to be settled out, which was fraud in itself because they were charging her fees and everything for something that was due to their negligence, damage to her condo that was the homeowners association's negligence to keep up with the gutters causing water damage that they refused to pay for. We're putting fines on her, and that's fraud in itself. She's defending herself. We were countersuing for fraud on that. So Mr. Stevens negotiates something with Frank Olson to settle that out that she didn't even realize was misrepresented entirely through Larry. Mr. Stevens never even talked to her about he was negotiating any kind of settlement with the property management, never even spoke of it, never discussed it with her or asked her if this was an acceptable agreement or any of that. It's just, he gave it to Larry and he tricked her into signing this document, saying it was the start of negotiations is all. So she signed it, so he could show the lawyer that she had read it. Turns out that settled that out too. So now she's out of that lawsuit. Now all the money that she's entitled to for the damage to her condo, that's gone too. So now they've got the lien taken off of that title from the management company. They settled that out and got that lien taken off so that they could then trick her into signing these other documents so they could run down and put it in Larry's name. They never intended to go save her condo for her from the property management company. They tricked her all along into the signing of these documents so they could run down and put it in Larry's name and cash out on the equity. This was fraud, coercion. They had her under duress, thinking they had gotten a summary judgment, which was not at all true. That was a total lie. And had her convinced that unless she signed these documents and got this loan that day, she's going to lose her condo that day. So she signed whatever Larry said to sign. Trust me, he said. I got your back. Don't worry. Whatever, we'll take care of this. We have to go save your condo. We're in a hurry. We only have a couple hours left to go pay them off and save your condo, Aaron. So she signed whatever he said to sign. She didn't know what was going on. She's crying the whole time. She didn't know what's going on. So next thing you know, he takes her home after signing all this stuff in a hurry, drops her off, goes straight to the courthouse and puts it in his name. That's title theft. That's fraud. That's coercion. And this Mr. Stevens, he's guilty of ethics violations, conflict of interest, legal malpractice. They should both be in jail for title theft. That's a federal crime. And we're reporting this to the FBI, to the police, to every agency that we're supposed to, and prosecuting for this. And they found out we're prosecuting him. So now what this is revenge. Because they know if they win this eviction and put her on the street, she will not have the means to fight them in this. And they will win. They will get her condo, $250,000 of equity. He even came and got my car, drafting up some kind of contract on my BMW. He had no right to. I've already filed a police report on auto theft on Larry. All this stuff that they're doing, these title experts, his company's name, and this attorney that's working with him, tricking Aaron into signing all this.
Yeah, I'm going to object. I've heard it. I mean,
Okay, Mr. Sampson, if there's an objection, you need to stop and let him make its objection.
I apologize.
He keeps making representations that I've committed fraud, that I as a lawyer, I never represented Miss Bates at all. So I'd like that to be stricken from the record, Judge.
Okay, agreed. Go ahead, Mr. Sampson. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Yes, I do. We Mr. Stevens was representing us in the beginning of this. We agreed to have him represent us to negotiate with the credit card company to a lower settlement amount and to file a motion to contest the summary judgment, which was still in limbo.
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay.
Again,
That's-
objection.
Yes, we did. We did.
Okay,
Yes,
stop,
we gave
Mr.
the permission
Sampson.
to do so.
Stop.
We did.
Stop it.
I apologize.
Again, there was never any written fee agreement. I never represented Miss Bates in anything. So I'd like that again to be stricken.
Okay. So again, he can say, I mean, there's nothing, he's making allegations. I'm not taking it as
I understand.
truth. That is their
Okay.
perspective.
Okay.
So Mr. Sampson, do you have anything else before we wrap up that you need to say that you haven't said already? If you've already said it, you don't need to say it
Yes.
again.
I will say that we did not have a written agreement with Mr. Stevens to represent us. We had a verbal agreement over the phone to do those two things only.
Okay.
Judge,
Mr.
I have a
Stevens?
few questions, just really quickly, okay, just to make clear things up.
Yes.
Okay. Isn't it true that Miss Bates got $70,000 at closing, approximately? Yes or no?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And isn't it true that Miss Bates never signed a fee agreement or any kind of contract with me to represent her in any of these matters?
Not a
Is it-
written contract, no.
Okay. So it's true that she never hired me.
Not a written contract, no, a verbal agreement.
Isn't it true that she never paid me a retainer to handle anything?
No retainer, but lawyer fees at the end, yes. It came off the settlement.
$3,000 came off my settlement.
Okay. Let Mr. Sampson answer.
Yes, $3,000 was deducted off the settlement statement from during this whole thing that was never agreed to either. Mr. Larry Stamberger said that he was going to have his lawyer help us out with this as a favor to him because Mr. Stevens owed him a favor, and we were not to be charged any lawyer fees whatsoever. But $3,000 were added at this. I saw after the fact to this settlement statement.
Okay.
Yes, he wasn't paid
Sir.
lawyer fees. He
Sure.
was in fact paid lawyer.
Sure.
fees.
Okay.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Just a yes or no answer. Very, very simply. Okay.
Very well.
Do you know that it is a closing attorney's responsibility to get a payoff in a closing? Yes or no?
No, that sounds like conflict of interest. No.
Okay. Did Miss Bates pay rent for November, December, and January and February?
No, not monthly. That was deducted on the settlement statement that she did not realize had happened. She never made one payment on a monthly payment. She never made one payment because she didn't know she was supposed to. That was never agreed to. Not one payment.
Have you seen the lease, sir? Yes or no?
Have I seen the what?
The lease?
Have I seen the lease? No, I've never seen the lease.
Okay. You weren't
Never seen
present? Okay. I have no further questions, Judge.
Okay. All right. All right. So
I don't
That
think she
will
did
conclude.
either. I don't think she saw it either.
she testified that she did, sir. She testified that she signed it and her signature is on the document.
No, I don't think she understood what it was.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right, folks. I've listened to all the evidence in the case. I do find that Mr. Stamberger does have a valid deed to the property, and there is a lease that Ms. Bates admits that she signed. Without reading it, she says she didn't read it, but that is, it's still binding even if she didn't read it. So,
It's fraud. This is fraud entirely.
Mr. Sampson, we don't need you can stop making your comments now.
I
Let's see
apologize.
here. Number 7. I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay. So again, just to make sure I'm clear, the amount of rent owed through March 4th is $5,066.66.
Yeah.
So that will be the money judgment ordered today, and there will be a writ available to the plaintiff to apply for at 11:59 p.m. on March 4th. Again, Ms. Bates, you do have the right to file a petition for review if you do disagree with my decision. However, if you do file it, it has to be filed within the next 7 days, and you do have to pay rent. You will have to pay that amount of rent into court as part of the petition for review if you do decide to file that. So that's going to be the order of the court. I'll get that order done, and you guys are free to log off. Thank you.
Judge, I would just like to make sure that in the order you put that money would have to be filed into put into the registry of the court for the.
It's going to be in the appeal provision. So that's what I'll put in the order. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. You guys are free to log off.
Thank you.
You stole
All
our
right.
condo.
Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
Thank you. You guys are free to go. Ms. Bates, you are free to log off. There should be a button that says leave proceeding that you can touch.
If you're involved in a dispute with another party such as this and you just can't seem to work it out, don't resort to taking the law into your own hands. You take it to court.
All right, thank you very much. Officer Burrell's waiting for you, and that will bring this case to a conclusion.